Hey guys, Clint Brown here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about something that really gets under my nerves with social media, and specifically with those people in a home-based business. And maybe it does you too, and maybe you're perpetrating this. Let's talk for a minute, and that's about being real. You know, starting back with MySpace, and for those of you who've been online for a while, you remember your MySpace account. We began this social norm of faking it. People had profile pictures that didn't really fit what they really looked like, and you could put information. You know, you could type whatever you wanted about yourself to be true, and then everyone who looked at that thought it was true. And while this ran rampant in, you know, middle schoolers who were on MySpace and now Facebook, I still see this with a lot of adults, and I think it's just setting yourself up for failure. And I'm just going to spend a few minutes. I'm going to dive into it in much more depth here in another video after this one. So wherever this video goes, watch the second one in the series. But for this one, you've got to keep it real, folks. Don't claim to be something you're not online, and you could be claiming to be it by simply just the information on your info page on Facebook or the stuff that you post. And I'll pick on two things in particular that I find that jump out all the time that really bother me. The first thing is your profile pic. Now, if when you were 22 you look like a Greek god or a Greek goddess, that's great. God bless you for those set of DNA. But if you're now 43 and you're still posting the picture like you were 22, that's not cool. Because that's not you. It's not you anymore. I can't say how many times I've met somebody maybe at an event, and this happened to me last year. I was in LA. I met somebody at an event. They said, "Come find me on Facebook." They wrote down their Facebook, profile name. I went, and the picture that was on there did not look like the person I had just met by about 15 years and maybe 40 pounds difference. That's just, maybe you put that picture up to be funny with some of your friends or for a high school reunion or whatever. Put circa 1978 on the bottom of it, so the rest of us know that you're being funny or that that's an old picture if the yellowing of the photo doesn't match up. But it needs to be an accurate representation of who you are. Just enjoy who you are. If you've got self-doubt, you need to get over that. For instance, I'm a balding 30-something guy. I don't put up pictures of when I was in high school and had a head full of blonde hair everywhere. This is who I am. And this is what I look like. I now wear glasses. I didn't wear glasses then, and I'm not, this skinny, scrawny kid like I used to be. So be it. That's just life. And so you see pictures of me online that look like me. I mean, this is what I look like. Maybe it's a picture of when you're younger. The other thing I see, and this particularly happens with the girls. So girls, I might offend you with this, and specifically girls, older girls, like 25 and older, is that you like to take this overhead shot that gives you the right angle where just proportionally everything looks a little better than it actually is. And I'll leave it at that, but if you're manipulating the camera angles to cause us to think that you're younger or more curvy or less curvy than you actually are, you have some sort of personal issue you need to get over. You just are who you are. Show us pictures of you having fun with your family. If you like to travel, show us pictures of you traveling. I mean, my favorite pictures, my absolute favorite pictures to find somebody are, the picture they snapped with, it's kind of half in line, and there's, them at the zoo with their kids, or they're on the beach or whatever. Be real with it, and, let us know who you really are in the profile picture. We should be able to look through the little tiny thumbnails. Remember, we just see this little thumbnail about that big of who you are, and we should be able to identify who you are. The other thing is your status updates, and I won't get into everything because there's another video for this, but on your status updates, I find that some people, it's just continual gushing of positivity when I know in fact they're really, really struggling in real life. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't be positive. And I understand that you posting positive quotes every 5 minutes maybe what your therapist told you to do, but the rest of us who really know you know that you're struggling. Be be real. If you're having struggles, it's okay every once in a while to say, gosh, I was up all night. Like this last night, we were up all night with our daughter. We have 3 kids. Our youngest is teething. And for those of you who've been through the situation of your kid teething, you know that, especially if it's a nursing baby, they want to nurse all night. Well, we were up all night with a nursing baby. And that's just real life. That's just what happened. I'm tired this morning from that. That's really me. I'm not going to get up and say, oh, I had the best night's sleep last night. I didn't. In your life, it's okay to expose some of your realness to people. And so your status updates, you know, look at it. If someone were to just decide who you are based on your status updates, go back and look in your timeline now and see, like, is this an accurate representation of me? If they took my last 20 updates, would they have a sense of who I am, or do I always seem negative? Maybe that's you. Or I always seem positive? Maybe that's you. But somewhere in the middle is a real you. So keep it simple, folks. Be real. They should be able to look online and get an accurate representation of who you are. Because you're setting an expectation. If someone decides to do business with you, they're probably going back and reading your stuff before they start a dialogue with you, and they've already cast a decision in your mind. This person's always positive, or this person's always negative, or this person's always something. And you want that to be accurate, because when they find out what the truth is, they're going to be disappointed or confused or surprised. And you want them to have correct expectations. So hope you appreciated that. Watch the next video. You should see a link right after this, or something that indicates where the second video is. And I will see you over there. Thanks.